Hey everyone, I have not done a garden video with you in such a long time. So this is not the video that you want to miss because I don't know when I'm going to do another garden tour video. But it's August and I have so many things that I have harvested that I want to show you. So stay tuned so that we can harvest and, well, actually just tour the garden together so you can see what's going on at Grow Leafy in August. Let's go. And with some of the plants that I even harvested today, look, there's tomatoes, there's flowers, zinnias, so beautiful. Here's the broccoli. Look at these beans, peppers. There's a big old cabbage underneath there, but I can't wait to cook this. I thought I grew more of it, but oh my gosh, I only grew one. I'm gonna do this garden video as quickly as possible just because, first of all, it's really hot outside. Over here in Grow Zone 7 in Kentucky, things are starting to come to an end, but it's not the end because it's still summer. But look at these echinacea flowers. They're beautiful. The pollinators have really enjoyed it. Now there's a lot of moths and butterflies that are getting to enjoy it. I don't know if you can see the bee that's on there. So I'm not distraught when I see it starting to dry out. It just reminds me that there is food for the different types of pollinators who now can come and enjoy it. Look at these long yard beans. These beans can be eaten fresh, just like this, or you'll see them where they're completely dry. They are sweet, crunchy, really great to add into salads or just to eat them plain like this. Sometimes for work, I just grab them and eat them, or you can wait and let it dry out on the vine and bring them inside. Put them in a jar or wherever you want to keep them dry. And when it's time for cooking, you can just start to re-soften them out as you would with any kind of other dry bean. I harvested a bunch of tomatoes, but this is where I like to keep my tomatoes in here. And they're actually in a protective chicken coop. That's what it is. People often ask me, what is that? And it at least keeps most of the birds out. There will be times when there's birds in here. I also have basil. I'm not going to put my hand all over that. It's a very narrow space, but as you can see, I'm walking around with bees and pollinators, but I like to move very slowly. So I am literally right by them, as you can see. The tomatoes in here are just so sweet. These are cherry tomatoes. I believe my dog likes the currants. They're even smaller than this. Let's see if you like these. Do you like these? Do you want a tomato? You're not gonna eat it? He didn't eat it, but I did. Really good, but I also have some regular size tomatoes on here. Tomatoes are not a big thing in my family's home. I'm the only one that eats them. So I like to use them for soups. I roasted some with garlic and salt and oil. It was olive oil. And then I'm going to freeze them. Beautiful peppers, cayenne peppers, because I also use those in my teas. And it's really good for your body. And I'll have cinnamon that'll mix with that, cayenne pepper, sometimes some lemon, and some different other things. But I love some cayenne pepper. I'll use it for cooking. I don't like a lot of spice, but I just like to add a little bit of accent to my drinks and to my food. I've got broccoli to harvest. I already harvested some earlier today. Marigolds, and even look at these beautiful bean pods as well. I love the color purple. I love magenta. You can see even my nail color. I just think that it's beautiful to add different colors in your garden. The flowers are beautiful as well. I just love taking a look at that. But during this time, there's a lot to harvest, and it might feel overwhelming because you may not have the time to come and pull everything. Peppers and watermelon is starting to grow. And a lot of times, if you planted everything together at the same time, then you have to harvest a lot together at the same time. These peppers, I could harvest them while they're green, but I want to wait till they start blushing, turning different colors from orange to red, because I find that it is sweeter when I do let them wait. Borage, the bees are very much definitely attracted to these beautiful flowers, but the leaves itself can get prickly. But when you put it in a blender or juice or something like that, I usually use a blender, you don't, the hairs, the fuzzy hairs on it don't bother me, but it tastes almost like cucumber. So I like that. Sweet potatoes are growing, and I saw it flowering this morning, but the leaves are producing a lot all over. But you may do a lot of trellising. You can actually harvest the leaves to eat them as well. In between this blackberry bush that had already produced this blackberry, so I'm not seeing any on here, I've got huckleberry. Huckleberry was something new that I did grow this year, and honestly, I'm not too fond of it. I probably won't grow this again. In my opinion, I don't like the taste, and I was waiting for it to get sweet, and it just hasn't. It tastes like subtle cucumber. Not really bitter. It was bitter at first, but I'm not really crazy about the flavor, so I'm not going to be growing it again. Throughout the garden, you will see lemongrass because I drink a lot of lemongrass in the mornings before I go to work, but I also added in the teas that I sell. And so there's lemongrass. Oh gosh, I even have a moringa. It's actually a tree that's mixed in here. It will not grow fully in this area. And so what I'm going to try to do is bring it indoors this time to see if I can get growth with it throughout the year. Do you like okra? I don't, but I grow it anyways because I want to know how to explain to people how to grow it. But I plan on, let me put these down, trying to learn to love okra. But if you have any ideas of really great ways to cook it, where it's really mixed with something so I don't taste that sliminess in it, because that's what I don't like, please let me know, because I'm growing it and I might as well learn how to cook it and enjoy it. Are you familiar with the garden tower, which is a very cool way to grow food in a tight space, but in a tower form? I did not do too great with that because I really wasn't on it and monitoring it, but the garden tower is still a really great thing to grow on. I think it's going to be wonderful as I actually maintain and take care of it. I'm happy though with it, but get yourself a garden tower. I got mine for about 60 to 70% off because I waited till out of the growing season to purchase it. Are you growing watermelon this year? I have watermelon all over that is growing. And how do I know that this one's ready yet? Well, it will start to dry out. The closer to it, it's starting to dry out. Coconut, let's get some water, baby. I think you're thirsty. Flowers all around that. These are marigolds and verbena, which is a really great lemon smell to it. You can use it for teas. There are other melons that are growing, and I've got melons growing everywhere in my garden because we love melons. We love a lot of the water that's in it. It's sweet as well, and there's just nothing like growing your own watermelons. And over here is my fruit orchard. It's one that I started setting up about 3 to 4 years ago. So you have different trees that are at different stages. These first couple of trees are Asian pears. I have an Asian pear on that side, Asian pear on this side. The one on the right side is just growing progressively very slow. And so it's not pollinating the other one, which I know would produce fruit, but it has not because it does not have a sister plant to collaborate with to pollinate. Okay, so there has to be a couple of plants there. And vining up here, it is a Long Island cheese pumpkin, which is a squash plant that tastes very sweet. It's tender, almost like a pudding custard mixture between a banana nut and a burger squash, but it is a pumpkin. But it is very, very good. It's very prolific. It grows and takes off. I have two at one side of the cattle panel and another one at the other end. I planted them kind of late, but we'll see what I can harvest, even if it's just 2 pumpkins. I mean, these pumpkins produce a lot and they're very large, so I'll get a lot of food out of it. This is my favorite color, as you can see with my branding, my logos and different things like that. So I always want to make sure that I have my colors somewhere in my garden. Oh my gosh, celosia feels like velvet. Now, people are not totally familiar with ground cherries from what I've learned, but ground cherries are They're not a tomato. They look like they could be a tomato, but they're not. They are, I believe, are they in the nightshade family? Possibly, but it takes like a mixture between passion fruit, pineapple, sweet. It is just so good. And tried it. Fell in love with it. And just knew that I want to grow this in my garden. Like I said, I have watermelons that are growing everywhere, different sizes, different varieties. This is a sugar baby watermelon. I've got another one that's growing somewhere behind there, if you can see that. But then also I have another variety back there. I don't remember what it's called. This is where I'm stalling my new orchard. I am planting elderberries and another one that will grow right here. And then on that side, I will have 2 service berries, this cattle panel. So I'll have a couple of grapes here. If you can imagine, the cattle panel will be right here. We walk through here and the orchard is all right here with the 2 elderberry trees, service berries, and then I need to bring in my blueberry bushes as well. That's the whole tour. If you are new to gardening and you need a step-by-step guide program that will help teach you on how to start your own garden, check out my link, growleafy.com. I will show you each step of the way on how to start your own garden, and it will be really easy because I make it very simple. All right, so remember to grow, eat, self-care. I hope you like this video and see you all the next time or in my guide. Bye.